Jamie Lee Curtis says in a new interview that she'd happily reprise her iconic role as Laurie Strode in a sequel to 2018's Halloween revival, if director David Gordon Green returns. There's no question that the newest Halloween, which wipes the slate clean with all other sequels in the long-running franchise, is a rousing success. Strong critical reviews gave way to a massive debut at the box office, one of the highest ever in October. Green's Halloween certainly benefited from a return to the same basic premise as John Carpenter's classic original, trading in decades of increasingly messy follow-ups for a direct line to the Michael Myers that terrified audiences in the first place. The director went back to basics for this one as he avoided the supernatural and went for a renewed focus on the psychological. Clearly, Curtis was happy with the job that Green did, as are theatergoers. And despite the film's commercial success, that's likely not on the legendary actress' radar as far as whether she'd do another Halloween. But the director is related. Halloween's 5 timelines explained, and which movies you must see. As she explained simply in a new interview with Empire magazine Australia, via Bloody Disgusting, Curtis says she'd be in for another Halloween sequel if Green takes the helm once again. It's certainly possible, since the original plan from Blumhouse was to shoot 2 Halloween sequels back-to-back. Producers ultimately decided that, since making 2 films at once was too risky. But now, it sure looks like another film will follow, with or without Green behind the cameras. If David Gordon Green called me up and said, "Let's do another Halloween," I would do another Halloween, Curtis said. Producer Malek Akkad expounded upon Blumhouse's decision to keep it to 1 sequel in a recent interview. Essentially, he found it too ambitious to shoot 2 Halloween films without knowing how the first one would be received. Well, the next Halloween is reportedly already in motion, but the latest report suggests that Green and co-writer Danny McBride wouldn't be on board for it. That could change. But if Jason Blum is determined to pull a Paranormal Activity and crank out the next sequel in time for Halloween 2019, he'll need a decision from the director pretty quickly. It's also possible that money talks. Halloween is already becoming one of Blumhouse's highest-grossing films after just 1 weekend. And it's doing so on a typically tight Blumhouse budget, at over $90 million domestically already. The film has a good chance to ultimately blow by Paranormal Activity, $107.9 million, and Paranormal Activity 3, $104 million, and settle in at No. 3 behind the studio's crown jewels, Get Out and Split. Green may not necessarily need the money, but it might be hard for the director to turn away from that kind of financial success, especially when he was originally planning to do at least 2 films anyway. Still, based on Curtis's comment in her interview, she may not be interested in another appearance as Laurie Strode unless Green is back. It's hard to blame her. Green had established himself as a formidable cinematic storyteller with stronger, and showed off his horror chops to thrilling effect with Halloween. He and Curtis certainly make a fine duo. But 2018's Halloween may ultimately be the only time they team up. Source: Empire magazine Australia. Tags: Halloween.